Welcome to Twentyz Real Talk.
Your weekly dose of just being real together.
So strap yourselves in. This is going to be fun.
So last week we spoke about anxiety, and we had so much feedback from everybody saying how helpful it was. And so thank you for that feedback, and we're so glad that it helped. But because it's such a big subject and it's a very real thing, we thought let's extend on it, because we've all experienced anxiety or we are going to experience it at some point in our lives.
Yeah, so just before we get to that extending that you're talking about and the reason why we wanted to do the second one, I think it's very important for us to remember when we're dealing with anxiety, we're actually time traveling. So let me explain that to you. You're either thinking about an event that is going to happen or an event that has already happened, and that gives you anxiety. You see, we're time traveling. One of the things we must always remember is to stay in the now.
Yes, that's so true, because it's something that I did. And it was one of the key pieces of advice that my psychologist gave to me, was she said to me, Chantal, don't think too far ahead or plan too far ahead, because that's just going to heighten your anxiety. The only thing that I was allowed to plan ahead was the weekly grocery shopping list.
Yeah, one of the things that we really want you guys to know is that your mental health struggle that you're going through, it's not a sin. And your anxiety or your depression, it's not a lack of faith.
No. And your trauma is not your fault, and going for therapy is not a sign of weakness or loss of faith.
So let's get back to today. One of the reasons why we wanted to do this again was we wanted to help you. Let's just say you're supporting someone that's going through anxiety. One of the things that I learned very quickly when you were going through what you were going through is there are certain things that I can say that will be helpful, or certain things that will be harmful. So let's take a couple of phrases that we often say. I'll give a phrase and then Shanti's going to say, no, rather don't say that, say this.
We're going to rephrase it.
And we're going to rephrase a few things. So let's start by this. Okay. Just be positive.
Okay, don't say that. Rather say, I'm sure it feels really hard to be positive in the situation right now.
Yeah.
Or how about stop being negative?
So don't say that. Rather say something like, well, it's normal to feel negative in this situation. Or how about saying something like, well, there's a lot worse happening out there in the world.
Don't say that. Rather say it like this. This must be really, really tough for you right now. How can I help you? Or how can we make sense of this together?
Yeah.
Or I am here for you.
Okay, give us another one.
It will all be okay.
Yeah, rather say something like, I understand that the situation that you're in, it doesn't feel okay, but I believe in you to get through this. You see, we're turning those statements into something that is a lot less harmful.
And more supportive. It's just showing that you understand where they are, you're supporting where they are.
Yeah, because we understand that being anxious, you often feel alone, or perhaps you're confused. And sometimes you need some reassurance.
Because kind words are like honey to the soul.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last tip
Okay.
is maybe don't be too pushy and send too many messages or phone them too much, but rather send a text every now and again and just say to them, hey, I know you're going through a tough time. How can I support you? Do you need anything? Even offering something practical, like can I bring you some dinner tonight? Or can I bring you groceries? Or can I pray for you? Or hey, listen to this praise and worship song, or I am praying for you. So just little things to show support all the time. You can't fix it, but just being there to support them helps a lot.
Yeah, and something that we learned a lot through this is just to be there for someone. If you say you're going to support, make sure that you are there to support.
Very
And
much so.
sometimes they just want somebody to sit with them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But let's keep talking.
and let's keep it real.